Hey everybody, it's honey-do list time again. She who must be obeyed has advised me she needs her wood shack put together. So that's what we're getting stuck into this week. This is what Mandy has shown me she has in her mind for what the wood shack's going to look like. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to achieve it. I've got to build it out of this pile of pallets that I've got here. Stick around and see if we can get it looking anything like what she wants. Now, I wouldn't be the champion procrastinator that I am without giving it one last shot of trying to see if I could put this job off just a little while longer. We'll just put some rocks on, it'll be fine.
No. That's not like I showed you.
No, but it's quick and easy.
No.
No. So the plan is to build the woodshed on the back of this wall, so it'll protect it from the worst weather which comes from the north. So this pallet I've decided I can't take apart because of the way they've put it together. So I'm going to use this pallet as the base for the wood shack. So I'm going to cut it off here and off here. Cut this middle section out. Then I'll have two matching pieces that I can put together to make it wider, and I'll brace it with a piece of wood to make it whole. You'll see what I mean as I go along. I'll put that aside, take it apart later. Now, some of you might think Mandy's just giving me a hand to get the wood shack done. There's more to it than that. She's just making sure I don't get distracted and I get the bloody job done. That's what this is about, hey?
To help it go quicker.
Help it go quicker. To help it go.
Supervision.
It's just because there's just so many jobs, babe. So many jobs. Not enough time. So I've cut this piece of wood that I had in the garage. I'm going to just clamp it at the back of these pallets, and that's how we're going to mount this to the wall and give it some bracing at the back. So I'm going to first clamp it in place just to check it all out. Then I can adjust this. Good enough, we just need to brace it here. Front. So we've got to just get these two braced together here. I'll just put a piece across here. So I'm just taking the end off, making sure it's 100% square. So when I join them, they go straight. And we join those like that. So that should be pretty much straight. One way of checking, where's my spirit? So we'll join them like that with a spirit level to keep them straight. Okay. Okay, so I'm just cutting these sidings because I'm going to make use of them to join these two pieces of wood initially. So I've decided it's going to be 40 wide. And I've also got to watch out because the wood's not 100% square, so I'm using square edge on that side to get it square and cut it square. Okay, so what I've done is I've just put up a fence stop over here. So when it cuts, they're all the same length, 40 centimeters. So that's enough for me to get the sides put together. I can pack the saw away and put the sides together on the bench. That's next. The only problem with having the miter saw built into the work table is every time you want to use the work table, you've got to pack the bloody saw away. It'll also go easier when I put the proper clamps on, which hold it in place. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to clamp the sides together here on the workbench. I'm going to use the workbench to get my 90 degree for the bottom. Clamp this piece in. We know that it's 40 centimeters wide, so we want to keep it 40 centimeters wide all the way up. So this is going to have to move a bit, but every time I move it here, it moves there. So I need to get that one screw in on each side there, and then I can put it all square and straight. And I can just put one there. So now when I move it a little bit here, there we go. That should be straight. Now, because we're using two pieces, it's not ideal, but that's almost exactly right. Okay, that'll do. So the next thing is I want to get a piece over here so that I can use it to join the piece in place so it doesn't move. So just quick and dirty. That piece there. Cut it off there and cut it off there. There we go, that'll work. So I'm just going to cut this piece off here and this piece off here so the sides can go in without any obstruction.
Coming together.
So after a quick game of Jenga jigsaw, it was time to place the boards on the frames that I'd made for the sides and get them all screwed together, ready to move on to the next step. As you can see, some of the screws have come through. So instead of stressing about it, we're just going to cut them off with an angle grinder. Dry run. I've just got the sides screwed in with one screw at the minute, just so I can get measuring for the center brace and start building the shelving for the kindling. going to be dodgy. Yeah, not really. Piece of cake. Now, I'm not entirely sure exactly when this dry run turned into a final build, but if I was to hazard a guess, I would reckon it was somewhere around the time when I started screwing the center post in for the support for the shelving. I wasn't doing any commentary during this filming because it was just a dry run. So I'm going to let you watch and listen to a bit of music. I won't bore you any longer with my droning voice. Where's Mandy when you need her? Oh, yeah, you are.
Have you been filming?
Yeah. Can you come help me,
It's
please?
like a surprise.
Yeah.
Jeez. What am I doing?
Going that side over here. And just holding that piece of wood like that. That doesn't fall when I start screwing it. I thought you were holding it, so you're right.
No, I hurt myself.
Oh. Sorry about that. Thank you.
You don't look it.
So I finished off building the shelving for the kindling into the wood shack. I didn't bother filming it, it was getting dark, so the lighting wasn't very good. The next day, Mandy gave me a hand to drag the woodshed down to the gate at Tier 1, ready to install. So after a bit of a debate, it was finally decided exactly where the wood shack was going to go. We then had to spend a bit of time getting the 2 fees that we were going to be resting the front of the wood shack on leveled and into the correct position before we could go and fetch the wood shack to put in its final resting place.
More your side?
Once we had it in position, I then had to drill through the wood at the back into the wall so that we could screw it into the wall using Hilti slammers. I did 3 holes at the top as well, just to make sure it stayed against the wall and was firmly secured. Took a bit of faffing around because the drill could barely fit through the front of the pallet at the bottom. After struggling for a while, I had a brainwave and went and got a longer drill bit from the shed, and that made things go a hell of a lot quicker. There it is. Just got to put the roof on and a cloth cover down the front. But that's it, done. Wear your chainsaw pants and your mask and your helmet and your mufflers and your goggles.
Got the goggles.
Gloves.
Helmet.
Gloves.
Got.
Chain-proof pants.
Got it.
Oh, you wear, oh, the underwear, okay. There we go. That's not a bad pile, babe. Well done.
Right, eh?
Yeah. You're saying you'll be more motivated to cut wood now that you've got a wood shack?
Yeah. Now I feel like an off-gridder.
Why?
Chopping wood.
Chopping wood.
All for a bride.
And you got a wood store now.
Yeah. Wood shack.
Wood shack.
Wood shack. Right.
You're just so stubborn.
Determined.
Stubborn.
Determined.
Full of shit.
Yep.
There we go. First lot of wood. I don't think it's going to fit in there, babe. But you've made a dent. Sunday morning. Sadly, we didn't manage to get the wood shack finished this week. We just ran out of time. I went to town and got spiked and brought it home. Excuse me. Brought a lurgy home, handed it to Mandy, so we've been coughing and spluttering for the whole week. I'll get a quick update video out in a few days once it's finished for everybody.
On a good note, Ellie's doing well. Us not so much, but Ellie's doing well. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Ciao.
Ciao.